Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 18 of the Hilltop Sports Report. My name is Jumpin Jack Carlson, your host. We've got a very busy set here on this episode of the podcast, so without further ado, let's hit the music and start the show.
Let's go Rams! Let's go Rams!
And away we go from the Academic Technology Studio on the campus of Cornell College. We're focusing on Cornell women's basketball on this episode of the podcast, and I'm lucky to be joined inside the studio today by the three seniors on the squad: senior guard Kaylee March, senior forward Anaya Simmons, and senior forward Rachael Adewusi join me in the studio to be previewing, really, as we go into the regular part of the season, heading towards conference play for women's basketball here on the campus of Cornell College. So to start us off, thank you to you three for stopping by on this episode.
Of course. Thank you for having us.
Yes.
Okay, to start us off, so far this year, you've played some really tough teams, early season challenges, getting a lot of experience for a relatively young squad. So for you three as seniors on this team, what have you seen so far this season?
As you mentioned, like you said, you've like a really young team. So honestly, a lot of it comes with just gaining that experience, you know. I feel like as we've kind of went through these hard games, we've kind of gained like a sense of resilience, at least wanting to attack each day differently and wanting to get better each day. So although we're not getting the results that we'd like to, we're at least like taking a step in the right direction. So I'm definitely proud of us.
I think we're learning more about each other as well, because during these losses, we're kind of like, oh, this is what we could work on. This is how I get to know you better and know your personnel better on the court. So it's hard, but I think it works really well with our preparation for conference.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's also good to just play harder teams at the beginning of the season. I mean, of course, we don't want to play teams that we know that we can beat or blow them out, because that wouldn't help us. Having a young team, I think getting them this ball pressure that they haven't seen before is perfect, because once we get to season, we'll be ready to go.
Sounds good. And so, Kaylee, you were named to the all-tournament team in the Cornell Classic against really tough competition. So what really happened that weekend for you to make the all-tournament team?
Honestly, I just went in there and I was just like, I have nothing to lose. I just have to play my game. I have to be here for my team. And honestly, I had so much fun. The competition was insane, and it got me better. I remember me and the Wesleyan guard thanking each other because we were just pushing each other. And honestly, it was hard, but I don't regret anything, and I think it showed. And I might have gotten an all-tournament team, but my two seniors as well, they did amazing. So I bet it was hard to pick which one on Cornell was all-tournament.
So Anaya, you transferred into the program, so you've spent 3 years now with the Rams.
Yeah.
So what has your experience been like in the Rams women's basketball program?
Awesome, honestly. The transfer here was probably my best decision that I've made. I've had so much fun since I've been here. I've met so many wonderful people, not just on the basketball team on campus. Like, I get more opportunities here at Cornell that I'm blessed with, like I didn't get at Iowa Wesleyan. Also, just the professors here, they're awesome. So it's just opportunities that I did not get to get. And then for a basketball standpoint, like, man, the girls are awesome. Like, I love them. Every single day we bond and we get to know each other even more. And the coaches, gotta love them as well. So I'm just glad of the opportunities that I get to have here.
And Rachael, last year was derailed by injury. You came back, fought your way back near the end of the season. Now this year, starting off injury-free, a great start to the season. So what's this year been like in comparison to last year?
I think that's like a different perspective. I mean, last year I got to like watch them play, and it was so much fun, like just cheering you guys on, coming to them if they ever had like any questions or just like wanted someone to talk to. But I mean, obviously I miss playing with them. So I think being able to come back for my senior year, especially, and just playing with them, I'm just so excited, so blessed to have this opportunity again. So I'm just hoping that it stays that way. But yeah, I couldn't have asked for a more perfect timing, honestly. So
Absolutely. And so last year, the Rams made the conference tournament, obviously goals of doing that again this year. So what are some of the things that this team needs to do before conference play in order to get back to the conference tournament this year?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that accountability, holding each other accountable, and pushing each other to be the best players that we know we can be is the number one goal for us, because right now we're kind of comfortable where we're at, and I think we need to honestly push each other, because with the experience that us seniors have, we know what it takes to get there, and I think that we are stacking each day. But yeah, I think we will prepare them well for conference.
I think also just a passion, you know. It's not easy to get hit by really good teams back and forth, but just the willingness to want to come back every day and want to get better. And that does come in part with, being accountable for everyone, but also having like that passion to just want to work, like it's honestly at the end of the day just wanting to work. So I think if we have that too conference, it's going to be definitely a great conference season. So
Yeah, and I'll just end it off with saying just being close. I mean, taking hard L's, it's very easy to fall off and fall apart and to go your separate ways, but making sure that we're just a team and that we're a community and we're coming back together and we're ready to practice the next day as a team, and we're just loving it, like everybody equally.
And so let's go to the roster now for this year's team. A young team, as we mentioned in the open, a lot of freshman guards and everything. So
Yeah.
what has the team vibes been like so far this year? And really, what are you looking for the players to do this year as well?
Yeah, I'd say that we have the vibes are always good. I mean, I don't think we have a bad squad at all. We're always goofy, always laughing. A young team is always like perfect for us because we're all young in a way, and everybody comes in, we're dancing together, we're laughing together, and we're trying to have fun together. But we just also know when to turn the switch on and off. Like last practice, we had a very goofy practice, but we got something out of it, and that's the goal. So
I think also with a young team, they don't have the experience, so we can kind of help them. Like with the laughing, with the jokes, there's also tears, and I feel like we are able to help coach them, help direct them. And honestly, having a young team is really inspiring, and it's pushing me, and it's kind of helping me figure out who I am and what I can do for younger teams.
yeah, I mean, kind of sometimes forget that they came straight from high school,
Yeah.
So it's like to them the game is so much quicker, so much faster. Like the IQ was a lot higher. So I mean, they're also just so willing to learn.
Yeah.
Like there's never been one of them talking about like, oh, I already know this. It's like, okay, I want to know more. Like, how can I do better for you guys? But I mean, at the same time, it's like, how can I also show up for you as a senior? So, I mean, I love our team. I enjoy hanging out with them. Like, they're on my lock screen.
Yeah.
So, like, I truly love them. Like, I couldn't ask for anything better. So, yeah, I'm just grateful. Yeah.
Sweethearts, they're all sweethearts.
Absolutely. And so individually now, as seniors always trying to get better, what are some of the things that you've identified this year that individually you'd like to get better on?
For me personally, I would say consistency. Like, we can have good games when we're playing bad teams, but what's most important is those back-to-back games, Ripon, Knox. And I think for me personally, being consistent is the number one thing that I'm going to work on.
Yeah, I'd also say consistency. Yeah, that's basically it. Just staying consistent. Also, just showing up as a leader with my energy, making sure to keep it just as high as it possibly can be, whether we're winning, losing, if we're up or down, back-to-back games, back-to-back possessions. Just being like that constant like source of energy, because I know that if they feed off of it, I can also feed off what they're giving to me.
Yeah.
And it's just like a back and forth transmission or whatever. So I think just being like that big source of energy consistently as well.
Yeah, for me, I'd say consistency as well. I've struggled with it so far, and I'm just trying to get back into being consistent every day in practice and in a game, and then just also not being down on myself. It's so easy when you're down by one or two to get down on yourself when you miss a shot. I need to focus on getting back on defense and making the next play for my teammates, not for myself, and I think I struggle with that a lot. And then, of course, just bringing energy. It's something that's very hard to do when you're tired. So it's very hard to stand there and look at everybody and be like, yes, Rach, yes, Kaylee, and just clap with your hands instead of like giving them energy, going up to them, fist bumping them, giving them something. So that's definitely something to work on. And once we all get it down, we'll be set.
100%. And so Anaya and Rachel, you two are also involved in out-of-basketball activities with Baco here on the campus of Cornell College. So how important is that organization to you two?
So I learned about Baco my sophomore year of college because freshman year, COVID and all that stuff. But it was just kind of nice having a place away from home. Like, I'm not from Iowa, so I didn't really know, like, places to go to, like, get traditional African foods or, like, to get my hair done. So having, like, that kind of space COVID in a way where I can, I don't know, be more comfortable around people I don't really know just yet. And also, too, like, I didn't know anyone besides basketball. So, like, another outlet of, like, meeting new people was also great.
Yeah.
And just being a part of it this year, like, and just meeting new freshmen as well and, like, kind of seeing, like, their face light up as, wow, like, I belong, I think that's just so great to see and just makes my heart warm. So
Yeah.
I love being a part of Baco, and I wouldn't trade that for anything.
Yeah. I'd say I joined Baco. I didn't officially join sophomore year, but I was involved. So I think getting into Baco is like one of the best things that I could have done because, of course, like Rachel said, we're in Iowa. you can kind of lose your identity a little bit, and having Baco just kind of brings you back to it. It has a group that you can come and vent to, or you have a group that you just know, or like people just like you, and I think that's awesome. But another positive is just like we're having more of our basketball girls come out to Baco, which is awesome. Like that's always something that we've emphasized. We wanted them to come just to learn about us. Like we have our big events like Don't Touch My Hair, and the girls come out and they just learn about Black hairstyles, which is very important. I have some girls that are willing to help me twist my hair up on the weekend. Shout out to Kaylee. But like, it's just awesome. So it's Baco is just awesome, period. But just having the basketball girls come out and show us some love and come out and enjoy the food that we have, Black Thanksgiving, African food. It's just awesome. It's just moments that you don't get on a daily basis. So.
That's awesome, and especially staying over break here with basketball season, that's very important to have a tight-knit squad. So now let's go off a little bit off the serious deep end here and see if we have any funny stories to share, because obviously, as a team, there's going to be shenanigans throughout the season. So do you have anything to share either this year or throughout your careers? Kaylee looks like she has something.
I think, man, all the memories that I have, Rachel be doing some crazy stuff.
For sure. For sure, man.
It's just like before games, we do this like we pound on the table and like make a beat. And Rachel always be coming in like ding 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 ding. Like it's just like memories like those. Like I will always remember. I have to think. Hold on, you guys gotta.
I got one. So over Halloween, we're supposed to dress up for like as a costume, and we're all shooting free throws and we're just vibing to the music before practice starts, and then I happen to look out like the corner of my eye and I see this construction worker and that's walking in the gym, and I'm like, who is this man? Like, what do we need to fix? It's Coach Brazzi, and he actually officially looks like a constructor, like dirty pants,
the
dirty
jacket.
top, little top hat. So he's like, what? What's wrong? What's wrong? So we're like all laughing at him, pointing at him. Coach Rose walks in. She looks like Coach Bruce. Ball cap, beard. And so we're like, bro, like we're just dying laughing. And then he goes chains, and then we're just getting ready for practice. So
I will say something recently that we started doing. We'll like sag our like shirts.
Sag them like below
like
the
Boy
knees,
type
like Soulja Boy type sag.
So we all have like an alternative like guy names. So like mine was Rod, or what was mine?
I have no clue. I know Randy was Ron.
Kaylee is,
I don't know.
oh
I feel like it's some Kevin probably.
Yeah.
But I think that's also funny. Like when we were during the tournament, we like walked upstairs and we're like, oh, let's just sag our pants like as we walk through like the door, because the girls can see us as we're walking through the windows. And the girls that were like warming up, they're looking at us like, bro, what is wrong with these girls?
And we're just laughing.
What is wrong with these girls? And we have these like black shorts, and they're like, so you know when you put shorts in when you put shorts in the dryer, so like we're sagging them and it's stuck to our thighs in the front but loose in the back, and we're just all walking, and the coach is like, bro, what is wrong with y'all? And we're just all dying laughing. Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, definitely we have plenty of funny memories. Years before, me and Rachel got some bad pictures of where like she tried to get a rebound, I'm trying to get a rebound, she's like knocking me out the air. I have a picture of me sitting on Rachel's back. Last game, Kaylee tried to help me off the floor. You know, I'm a little bit bigger than Kaylee, so it didn't really come out the way that I expected it. Put my hand on the floor and I try to get up, she's helping me up, and then somebody lifts me up, we hit heads. I'm like, bro, just good times.
That's fantastic. Thanks for sharing. Appreciate you going a little bit off of the seriousness realm for a second. So you mentioned Coach Brent Brazzi a moment ago, and so he's a very quirky character, very interesting with his program style, but he's really been successful throughout his years here. So speak about what Coach Brazzi means to each of you three.
I mean, honestly, when I was recruited, it was during like COVID, so it was really hard to kind of make a personal connection, you know, because just, you know, COVID. So we met through like just FaceTime and all that stuff, but just the way he talked about the program and how important everyone was on the team is kind of like what really drove me to come here. And then just meeting him, you won't meet someone who is as passionate as he is. Like, he just truly cares about the program. He truly cares about the people in the program as well. And, like, to him, it's more than just basketball. It's about who you are as a person, who you are outside of college, and who you will be as you graduate. So to him, it's about you just being a good person in basketball, but also just in life in general. So he truly does care about you as a person, as a player, but more importantly, as a person.
Yeah.
For me personally, Brazzi has pushed me over what I thought that I I don't know how to explain it, but he has pushed me beyond like what I think that I can become as a person, and in the best way possible. And when it comes to the classroom, when it comes to communicating with professors, communicating with teammates, he is so focused on the details because, and honestly, like it has helped me when it comes to job interviews, talking to higher authority. I don't know. I think that he is just so passionate, and accountability is another big thing. He just holds you accountable because he sees you more than you can see yourself.
Yeah.
And yeah, he definitely has pushed me to become a better person.
Yeah. I think Kaylee hit it on the mark, man. He's not going to let you fail. And I think that's something that everyone needs in their life. It's so hard to hit rock bottom, but like just to know that you have a coach that's like waiting for you there, it's just awesome. When I transferred here, I told him my story. I was like, look, I'm not in the best place. I'm not in the best position. I need a home. And he opened me up with welcome arms, like told me, let's go. Like I came and visited. And it was just amazing since then. Yeah, he's just not going to let you fail. And that's like somebody that personally I need in my life. I need someone that's going to be there for me, someone that's going to push me past my limits. It's because it's so easy. Like you don't know your limits until you're pushed. And he does that every day. Every day in practice, he's going to push you past your limit. And you can think in your head, you can be like, man, I don't have anything in me. And he's like, no, you have more. You're going to do this better. You're going to do this better. And like Kaylee said, in the future, it helps. I mean, like in the future, I'll know like I'm not tired. I can get up this flight of stairs instead of taking the elevator because he's pushed me. Like I already know that. Like a job interview, I know that I can be better. I know that I can talk better. I know that I can talk to professionals better. And I really appreciate that. You'll never meet a man like him. And he's good, and he's also a little weird with like his little tendencies, like
his
when it's a little I take a little step back and I'm like, okay, but you'll never meet a man like him, and that's what you need.
It's truly out of love.
Yeah,
it really is. You might not think that when he's like getting on you, but it really is just from a place of love. So, yeah,
and that goes for all the coaches.
Yeah,
adding Coach Rose and Coach Bruce to the coaching staff has been one of the best things ever too, because like we lost Coach Kinnick. That was a big loss to us. And getting Coach Rose to come to the coaching staff has been awesome because she played for Coach Brazzi.
She gets it.
She knows what it's about. She knows what you have to give. Like even when we're going against each other in practice, she'll go against us. And he'll put her on offense with us to show us what it looks like. If we're not giving it, he'll put her on offense. He's like, this is what it looks like. Coach Bruce is just a dad. He's just a dad. And you need that. I don't have a dad here, so like leaning on Bruce, just coming to him, and he knows like it's just we have a great coaching staff right now, and that's awesome.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for taking the time today on this episode of the Hilltop Sports Report. Great insight into Cornell Grams women's basketball. Looking forward to seeing you compete throughout this season. We'll be following closely here on the Hilltop Sports Report.
Thanks, Zach.
Thank you for having us.
All right, so that's going to do it for this episode. Stay tuned to the Cornell Grams social media platforms as to when episode 19, wow, we're getting up there in episode numbers, when that episode will drop. My name is Jumpin Jack Carlson, speaking on behalf of the Cornell College Rams, saying, I'll see you next time.
Let's go Rams! Let's go Rams!